Hello, everyone. As many of you know, I bought a house recently in Hokkaido in Japan, and I haven't actually seen it yet. I've seen photos and I've seen video, but it was about time I actually went up to see it for myself because there's nothing like seeing it in person, especially if you're going to live in it part of the year or rent it out. So a couple of weeks ago, I flew up to Hokkaido to have a look at it, had a fantastic time. And I want to share that journey with you now. So I hope you enjoy. I'm at Naha Airport at the moment. My flight's been delayed, but the adventure begins. I'm about to head to Sapporo, pick up the keys, and then head off to Otaru. Then tomorrow down to the house. So I'll keep you in the loop with my journey. And that's our plan. And Okinawa has hundreds of beautiful islands around it. I'm in my car, which is a big muck around. Always in Japan, you have to give them half a pint of blood and all the rest of it, but all the paperwork's done. And now I'm about to head off to my first accommodation in Otaru. So we'll see how we go. Woohoo! The adventure begins! But first I took a short detour to say thanks. I'm here with Jacob and Saka-san, who have helped me to get the house up here in Hokkaido, and they did a great job. Everything was very smooth and they've been so helpful. I'm very impressed, and if you're going to do anything up in Hokkaido, I recommend these guys.
Hokkaido Harvey Homes.
Yeah. よろしくお願いします。
I'm losing the light at the moment. I've got about 50 minutes to go to get up to Otaru. I'm running late because of the delay with the plane. And of course, Japan has lots of toll booths. It costs around $25 to get to Otaru through the tolls. Mountains ahead. About half an hour to go. It's a beautiful day in Hokkaido, in Otaru, and this is where I was staying last night. It's called the Little Barrel. Very nice little guest house. Mind you, it took me ages to find it last night. I ended up down the street. GPS took me to the wrong place, probably 100 meters short, but it was so dark I couldn't see anything. I asked a local where it was and he sent me in the opposite direction, and I had to make phone calls, and then people at the local petrol station actually drove up ahead of me to take me to the place. They're so kind here. It was very nice of them. But this is the start of my adventure in Otaru, and this is the place, the Little Barrel. Very cute. Otaru is pretty with lots of old buildings, and the canal area is very nice as well. But I'm going to do a future video on Otaru, so I won't go into much detail here now. So I got a good day for it. It's pretty clear and the weather is very nice, and that's beautiful Otaru. So anyway, I've decided to forego the coffee at the cafe at the summit and head off now to Niseko, since it's going to take me probably an hour and a half. And the day's getting away, and once I've gotten to Niseko, it's only about an hour from there down to my place and my first look at it. So that should be exciting. like you can still see snow on the mountains in the distance. Mount Yote is affectionately known as Izo Fuji because of its resemblance to Mount Fuji. It's around 1900 meters high, and there are 4 climbing courses to the top that take between 4 and 6 hours to complete. When you get there, you get these fantastic views of the ocean and the surrounding topography. Right now I'm heading up to the Niseko resort area just to get an idea of where it is. There's a lot of infrastructure around here. Cafes and lodges and construction going on. And most of the place is supposedly full of Australians who have come in here and bought places and doing whatever Australians do. But it's become incredibly expensive, so the trouble is that you would never find an akiya here. The chances would be pretty much nil. As in a cheap abandoned house, they would have all been taken up by now. And the rents, or the accommodation rent here, can be like $1,000 a night during the ski season. It's pretty wild. And as you can see, a lot going on. The advantage of my place is that it's only an hour from here. Good for tourism, I suppose. There's a lot of very upmarket places here, like this one. Certainly an upmarket tourist area, Niseko. But they've got little lodges and stuff too, but I think it's all pretty pricey. There's one of the gondolas that goes up to the top of the mountain behind me, but as I suspected, they don't operate all year round, so there's nothing happening at the moment. I suppose there's no demand for it, but it would have been nice to get up to the top of the mountain and get the view, but that's okay. Now that that is no longer an option, I will head off to my place and see how long it takes to get there. Actually, this trip to Niseko, I'm in Niseko village at the moment. This is the Hilton. It seemed to take forever. Like, I think it was like an hour and a half, but it felt like forever. I think the trip to my place should take about an hour, depending on where you go from, I suppose. But we'll soon see. Over that way we have Niseko up the top there. I've come down from Niseko towards my place, and it was a really nice, pleasant drive compared to the drive from Otaru to Niseko. So I'm very happy about that. And it's only an hour compared to an hour and a half. So yeah, that's looking up. And I've just stopped for a minute because I found this nice spot that's overlooking the ocean. I'll show you in a minute. But you know, experiences in life, some of them, I guess most of them really, when you think about it, they only come once. And I haven't seen my place yet. I'm only about 8 minutes away. So I thought I'd just stop for a minute to just soak it all up and take my time, because you don't get this experience again, seeing your place for the first time. So I thought I'd just enjoy the moment. And there's this place here, it's some sort of drive-in. I'll show you the sign in a minute. It just says drive-in, but not a drive-in like a cinema, probably a food stop or something like that, but it looks like it's been abandoned, like a lot of places in Japan. And over here in Hokkaido, it's pretty quiet. And even Niseko, you know, which is a major ski resort, it was very dead at this time of year. I suppose it comes alive in winter. But it's interesting that, you know, some people prefer a rural lifestyle, some prefer a city lifestyle, and I'm sort of in between. The reason I chose this place was because it's semi-rural, it's not that far from town, and I've tried doing the whole real rural thing a couple of times in my life, but I found it very isolating because it was too far away from anything. And now I'd probably cope a lot better, but having a semi-rural place suits me fine. And I'm only going to be up here for a couple of months of the year because we're quite happy in Okinawa, and my wife doesn't like the cold, but I'll come up here in winter, and my daughter's keen to come up as well as a few friends. So yeah, it's looking good. So I'm just taking in the moment before I get to the house, and I'll show you the view from this drive-in place, whatever it is. Might have been very popular in its heyday, whatever it is. Unfortunately, the day's gone downhill a little bit, and it looks like it might actually rain. Might already be raining out there, but there's the ocean. There's a headland down there, and I think that might be the town of Toyoura. So probably from my place, maybe 15 minutes. That's a reasonable size. And it's a bit chilly at the moment. But off we go and see what the house looks like. Well, I've just passed Toyoura. The town I thought was Toyoura was actually Date, and Toyoura is quite small. And now I'm coming up to Okishi, which is where my house is. Well, I think I'm in Okishi, which is where my house is. It's only 3 minutes away now. But the area is kind of a little bit confusing. But nice little town, a bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. And my house is only 3 minutes away from Okishi station, so I'm just looking for that at the moment to get my bearings. Here's the local JR station, which is only a 3-minute walk from my house. I guess they have to provide shelter like this because the weather would be pretty bad in winter. And there's the ocean down there. I guess that's about a 4-minute walk from my house. And across the road is the local shop, which I'm just going to check out. It looks reasonably well stocked. That's cool. Be good if they had bento boxes. I think this is my street, but I could be wrong. In fact, I think there it is. There's my house. Oh my God. Look at that. Woohoo! And I have a driveway. There you go. Let's go have a look. And here's the entrance. Woohoo! I better get the key. But first, here's the veranda. And when you see the photos in the first place, of course, they made everything look much bigger than it was. And I was a bit worried about that because I actually wanted a very small, compact kind of place. And luckily, it actually is. So the veranda is not really that big. The house is not really that big. So that means I can make it more cozy. This is the property next door off my veranda. That's the neighbours. Actually, I like all this natural vegetation. Well, it's not natural, I suppose it's flowers and stuff, but it's kind of cute. And the yard is smaller than you get the impression from the photos, which it's also good for me, less work. So let's have a look inside. Here we go. Good, I like this, I like this. Oh yes, nice space. It's actually warm inside here. It's kind of surprising. Oh, this is very cozy, I love it. Here's the kitchen area. I have to measure that to get the cooker. Oh, let's see. That's next door where they've got a kids' playground, and that's a community centre off in the distance there. Let's have a look here. Shower. I need to get a shower head. Okay. Let's have a look here. This is the bedroom. I don't understand these things. Kind of looks like an unfinished wardrobe. But that's all right. That's not too bad. Yeah, very cute. Oh, I'm so glad the space is not as big as it looked in the pictures. And up to the loft. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's fairly low actually. And that's the view out at the back window. Yeah, very cool. Okay. We can do something with this. I probably wouldn't sleep up here because this is my head height here. Boom, boom. So that's probably not going to be a good spot for me, but people could sleep up here. It's good. Okay. Oh, where do we start? Where do we start? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, that's a good space. I don't understand what that was. And I don't understand what this was. But anyway, we'll work it out as time goes on. Just more cupboards. Okay. Well, that's the place. And now I've got to eat something because I haven't eaten for ages. So I better organise that and see if the lights work. It's been a long day of driving. I'm now in the house. I really love it. It's got a bit more work, I think, to do on it than I expected, but not so much. And because I've been driving so much and I was going to stop at Niseko for lunch and there wasn't anything really open there, luckily, my wife put some cans of chicken and snacks and different things in the pack for me. So I'm all good. So I'm just going to take a break, have something to eat, and then decide what I need to do first. I'll probably have to go into Toyota to get some supplies. But yeah, it's great. I love it. Better than I expected. Better in some ways than I expected, because, you know, people will put the absolute best photos they can find. But I'm really glad that it's actually not as expansive inside as the photos seem to indicate, because I wanted it to be more cozy. But also the yard is a bit of a mess, which will need a bit of work. And there's a few bits and pieces around the place that are going to need some tender, loving care. But otherwise, no, it's good. It's great. All good. And it's surprisingly warm inside compared to outside. The weather's gone downhill a bit, but in here it's nice. And I've got to decide what I'm going to do with this stuff. I might just remove it or paint over it, but I have to wait until the fire people have a look to see what needs to be done to prevent or to make it fire safe. Yeah, but it's great. I love it. I'm sitting here on the front deck just looking out over the garden in its kind of semi-wild state, and I quite like it as it is. So I'll probably just touch it up around the edges and let these wild flowers and plants just grow. I'll show you what it looks like. There's the front yard with hiking in those hills and a selection of wildflowers as well. And we have lavender growing. I think it looks pretty good just as it is. Well, maybe with a little bit of work. And then in snow season it looks like this. I'm sitting on my veranda. First morning of my time on my own in the house. This is my first Vietnamese coffee on my own in my house, and I'm very happy. It's great here. It was so quiet last night. You can hear traffic sometimes in the distance and the trains sometimes in the distance, but it's very peaceful. Anyway, Hokkaido is great.
Know the weather will get colder, that it can't always be spring. And when I pushed you in a stroller, you were looking up, singing life like a church hymn. You are gonna find your place, child. Of that much I know, I'm sure. Keep on laughing at the rain, I guess. Isn't that the place to start? Someday you will be stronger than you are now, but you will not know everything. And when the water's spilling over the bow, you'll still have me in the wings. You gotta get up to get down, kid. gotta get down to get up again. You gotta get up to get down, kid. You gotta get down to get up again.